Every month they're paying more, holding the pressure and cutting back. The Canadian homeowners are holding the real estate market up. But this pressure at one point has to give, because the biggest question lately has been, why hasn't the market crashed yet? What is holding up the price in real estate? Because many people are wondering, calculating, and it doesn't make sense whatsoever. So I split this video into 4 parts, and I'll talk about it, trying to clarify exactly what is going on and why real estate prices are still high as per many claims in Canada. So on surface, the market looks completely calm and stable. Prices haven't collapsed and there's no obvious panic. But underneath, something is completely off. Activity is extremely weak and movement is low. So we know every time we have the listings kind of skyrocket, we have the inventory blow up, automatically the buyers have more time. Everything gets extended. So with the extension, there's the maybe question mark. Well, what if I wait? What happens if I hold on? So I can buy today, but the prices have been dropping or feathering. So is this the end? Is this the bottom? And then the question becomes, why? Why is it still high? So people don't just want to give in, especially with high rising inventory. So let's get into part one, holding the market up. Homeowners are choosing to hold, not because it's easy, but because selling creates a worse outcome. They don't want to lock in a loss. They don't want to downgrade. They don't want to reset their mortgage at higher rates. So instead, they wait. Nothing happens. So we 1000% see this frozen market, this market that is in shock because there's nothing you can do but to lose. So that's step one. Step two, paying for it monthly, but holding becomes a cost. Every month's payment are higher, expenses are tighter, and flexibility is lower. So people they cut spending, they delay their decisions, and they absorb the difference. And this is exactly where we are right now. People are choosing willingly to fight, to stay, to absorb the punches and cut on everything else. It doesn't all happen at the same time. I understand that, but clearly this is visible. So part three, pressure is building up. Just to note that the pressure that has been built up throughout the pandemic is a Mount Everest pressure compared to other historical pressure, corrections, recessions, falls, you can call them whatever you want. But this time around, it is different because the pressure is so high. And when the prices start to decline, we have no idea of predicting how deep and how severe the hole will be this time around. So part three, pressure builds. And this is where the real shift happens because it doesn't stay flat. Savings starts to drain, stress starts to rise, options starts to shrink. And now it's not about holding, it's about surviving the hold. So as we know, holding on to something that is predictable might be okay, and usually is in the beginning, because people can predict, people can do a mathematical equation against their income or against a forecast in employment. They can do that. However, when the pressure keeps constantly building. And let's not forget, in the short period of time, we have seen high interest rates, and then we have seen tariffs, and then now we are seeing gas prices. So what is next? Now that trigger, every time triggers you into panic and triggers people into thinking, okay, so what's next? Is it the taxes? Is it the equity? Is it, are they going to raise something and else, right? Because we know as soon as the gas prices start to jump, everything else follows, right? Your grocery bills, and then you start to think, is my insurance next? My taxes are next. What's next? I mean, what is the solution? And all of a sudden, that stretch becomes extremely, extremely tough, right? So part 4, the limit. This where most of the time everything falls and everything breaks because there's no way out. That pressure that people were holding either on annual, monthly, weekly, daily basis, it disappears. People say, I don't want to do it. I cannot hold on. Something has to give, right? So, and this is the part that most people actually miss in many markets. The support has a limit. At some point, holding stops being possible. And when this happens, the pressure doesn't disappear, it releases. And we know when releasing the pressure this time around, no help is coming for most people. Most people do not have the ability to look back maybe, and they have a parent to support them, or a grandparent, or family member, or a institution, because when things start to squeeze, and when the pressure is it already built and it's releasing, then we don't know how deep the whole consequences and this agony, tragedy, you can call it whatever you want, loss can be, right? So this is not a scarcity. I'm not trying to, I'm just trying to open the eyes that sometimes it is not advisable, but it is intelligent to take a small loss today than to fight your ego all along and then take a huge loss at the end of the day. Because some people have already recovered because they pulled the trigger early, they saw, they took a small loss, and they moved on forward. So at that time, many judged them. Many said, oh my gosh, you got scared, or they were pointing fingers, or oh my God, you'll never be able to buy a home ever in your life. This is just a blip. This is just a short period of time, and the recovery is around the corner. And we heard it so many times, even in the comments on my channel. You know, the boom in January, the boom in June, the boom in September. Like they called it each year, 2023, 4, 5, and even 6 now. 2026, ladies and gentlemen, was the year of comeback, was the year of a boom year, was the year where we already hit the bottom and there's only one way up. Well, no, like it's I'm not gonna say impossible, but under this pressure buildup, the only way out is release. It has to be released. It has to be adjusted so we can finally see what is going on, how deep this can go, and how sideways it will go. And we can calculate it and we can say, okay, so now this is the new ground. This is the new starting point. This is what we can do. And this is what we actually need to move forward. Because at this point, it just seems to be a pressure at a peak, and it's about to release heavily. So I hope you gained some value out of this video. Thank you all for sticking around till the end. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.